habit number one, and we've got 7 habits to go through. Habit number one is be proactive. Get on the front foot. We talk about it when we do psychometric testing here at Best Practice. We look for people's sense of pace. So if you're doing a psychometric test, going for an interview, if you're being recruited, if you're working with a recruiter and you're doing a psychometric test, the system we use checks for pace, checks for your sense of urgency, and it's about being proactive. So that's something that I try to focus on. I try to think ahead. I try to get on the front foot. I get moving quickly and trying to be proactive. So instead of reactive, proactive. So kind of write your to-do list and get through your to-do list instead of turning up for work each day and kind of dealing with whatever comes at you. One of the worst things you can do is just kind of not set anything to do and not write a to-do list or not kind of focus on a to-do list in your head. Because if you want things to change, then you need to make things change and you need to be focusing and being proactive. So if you don't have any goals, then your life is going to be kind of what it is right now. But if you set yourself some goals and you have a desire for where you want to go in life, you can kind of push forward and do that. So rule number one, or habit number one of highly effective people, that from Stephen Covey's piece of work here, the 7 habits of highly effective people, is being proactive. So what I do is I sit down on a Sunday and I write a list and I make a plan for my week. I have the benefit of having my calendar fully scheduled. So I use Google Calendars and I basically go through and I schedule all of the meetings, all the catch-ups, and then I can see the gaps. So I'm only reacting when I've got white space in my calendar. Everything else is planned out. I do plan for reactive space. So I make sure in the afternoons that I've got time to react. So I fill up the mornings with the meetings and catch-ups. I think ahead about what are the goals I've got, what do I need to do, and then I push on with it. That's kind of how I run my week. At the beginning of each year, I sit down and I just refresh and update my goals and I see where they're at. So I'm constantly adding new goals all the way through the year. I'm constantly adding new resolutions all the way through the year. And then I'm just revisiting them on a weekly basis. Okay, number 2, begin with the end in mind. So begin with the end in mind. If you step back and look at your life, and if you step back and look at the things that you might want to achieve, where do you see yourself? What are some of the things you dream about? What are some of the goals you've got? What are some of the desires you've got? Now, that could be at work in a corporate environment, or it could be at home. It could be in your life. You can start thinking about maybe different categories. Where do you want to be at with your health and fitness? Where do you want to be at with the balance in your bank account? Where do you want to be at with your investments? Where do you want to be at with your income? Where do you want to be at with, the kind of food you eat and the places you go? What about your holidays? Where do you want to be at in your relationship with that special person in your life, or special people in your life if you like lots of relationships? Where do you want to be at? Health and fitness, spiritual. If you're a spiritual being or a religious person, where do you want to be at with that? Where do you want to be at with your hobbies? A new word I was looking at yesterday and focusing on yesterday, or learning a bit more about, was avocation. So vocation being your work and avocation being your hobbies and interests. Where are you at? Where do you want to be at with your hobbies and interests? So you can kind of think about 10 different key categories of your life. If you like, what about your family and your family time, family goals, relationship goals, those kinds of things. So like beginning with the end in mind. And it's really important to be thinking, okay, well, where do I want to be with my health and fitness? Where do I want to be with my finances? Where do I want to be with my investments? Where do I want to be with my bank balance? Where do I want to be with my hobbies and interests? Where do I want to be with the meaningful work I do every day? So if you begin with the end in mind, then you can be refreshing your kind of concept and planning your week to go, okay, well, I need to shift one of these goals forward this week. Which one's it going to be? I need to shift one of these goals forward today. Which one's it going to be? So we're building as we go down this list. The first one's be proactive. The second one's begin with the end in mind. So number 3 is put first things first. So I don't check my email until late in the day, if I check it at all. So if you start your day by turning up to work and checking your email, or waking up in the morning and checking your social media, you're not going to be giving the most energetic part of your day, the kind of most alive part of your day after you've had good rest, to your goals. And your goals are not going to come fast enough. So if you're frustrated that you're not achieving your goals fast enough, are you focusing on first things first at the beginning of your day, getting the most important things done, focusing on what's the one thing, if I can do one thing today to just chip away at those goals that I've got, have a look at those goals in the morning, What are my goals? Where do I want to be? Where do I see myself? And what's the first thing I can do today? What's one small thing? And remind yourself of that one small thing to keep chipping away at those goals. Okay, number 4 out of our 5. So we said be proactive, begin with the end in mind, put first things first. Is the next one is think win-win. The most successful times of my life have been when I've been in collaborations and joint ventures with people here in the business and in life, and working in a team. A team can achieve a lot more than an individual, and thinking win-win. When you think win-win, you build great goodwill. Businesses are valued on goodwill in a lot of cases, and you build great goodwill in your relationships. You become more valuable because you're helping people achieve what they want. They're helping you achieve what you want. And so if you can think win-win in relationships and interpersonal relationships and interpersonal leadership, if you can think win-win, you're going to get more done. So as team members come on board, how can you help them achieve their goals? Because they're going to help you achieve your goals. As you grow and as you become more successful, you're going to be having people helping you achieving what you need to achieve. I have a heap of people helping me here at Best Practice. I have a heap of people helping me at home. I have a heap of people helping with other projects I'm working on. And so I've got to be thinking win-win about all of those people as we go. Number 5, seek first to understand, then be understood, and deploy empathy. And what we talk about here a lot at Best Practice is about empathy. So it's very important. If you're listening to somebody, don't listen to react or respond, listen to understand. And then be understood. You know what you know. You know what is inside your head. You know what's about to come out your mouth. You know the point you're trying to make. What's the point the other person's trying to make? What's the perspective? What's the contribution? What's the communication the other person's trying to make? And if you can speak or communicate half as much in the next 12 months, you're going to learn a lot. And you're going to be able to make fast decisions. I've made the mistake my whole life of being too noisy. In fact, I'm being too noisy right now. I'm not even listening and learning from you guys who are watching this video. So maybe you could comment, what's something that I could learn? What's a book I could read? What's something that I could do to help you? And if you first seek to understand, then to be understood, let the other person speak first. Let the other person get everything off their chest. If you want to seek first to be understood, seek first to understand, then be understood, I've got 3 questions you could ask a person. If you're sitting with a person and you're talking to them, ask them 3 questions. Hey, what's on your mind? And what else? And what else? Great opportunities to be using that first seek to understand. Okay, number 6 out of our 7 habits of highly effective people are synergize. And it's about creative cooperation. We talked about joint ventures and we talked about win-win situations, but it's absolutely about synergizing with people and getting in sync with people and it's doubling down on joint ventures. Value comes from working with people. If you're somebody who wants to be successful, you're going to have people around you. It's not going to be you by yourself. And it's very important to have good emotional intelligence, good interpersonal relationship skills, good leadership skills, good communication skills. If you're somebody who wants to earn more money, wants to be successful, wants to be a leader, wants to be a manager, wants to grow, wants to move up in an organization, you're listening to a video and watching a video on the 7 habits of highly effective people. That means you want to be a highly effective person. You're following us here at Best Practice. It means you want to improve. It's absolutely essential to be focusing on the people around you and helping the people around you and being creative and collaborating with people. The more that you collaborate, the more people you collaborate with, the more joint ventures you have, the more working relationships you have with people, the more you're helping people, the more you're going to help yourself. Okay, and number 7, sharpen your saw. Maybe you've heard this term before. There's a story that goes that there's 2 lumberjacks in a forest, and there's one lumberjack and he's working really hard and he doesn't stop all day and he's cutting down trees. And then there's another lumberjack who's working really hard, but he stops every hour and he sits down. And then by the end of the day, the lumberjack that keeps sitting down every hour he's cut twice as many trees as lumberjack number 1. And lumberjack number 1 turns to lumberjack number 2. He says, I can't believe it. You're a timber cutter. You've cut down way more trees than I have. What's your secret? He said, my secret was I stopped every hour to sharpen my saw. And what sharpening your saw means is to get stuck into learning and development and professional development and stopping and taking time to learn and improve. And so, if any of you guys that follow me here at Best Practice, I read a lot. In fact, I've revisited. This is quite an old book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Let me just quickly tell you, it was initially published first in 1989, republished again, second edition in 2004. I've gone back to it. It's an excellent book. It's an excellent reminder of the things that I need to focus on. Even as I'm talking to you right now in this particular video, I'm thinking about things that, like goals that I've dropped the ball on, that they're kind of written down. I'm like, oh, hang on a minute. What happened about that? So it's something that I want you to be thinking about is sharpen your saw. I personally try to read or get through one book every day. I read a book this morning before I came into the office on strategy. I couldn't say that it's a great quality book, but I've gotten through it. I picked up a few tips and tricks. I've read it before. I read it again. I got it out of the library. I flicked through it and I picked up some bits and pieces. On any typical business day of the week or even on weekends, I typically will get online onto Amazon or eBay. And if someone gives me a book recommendation, I buy that book straight away. And the couriers and the delivery, the mailman turns up every single day here to the office at Best Practice delivering books. And the library here at Best Practice is growing really quickly. And I'm consuming all that information. I'm spending a lot of time sharpening my saw. I'm spending a lot of time focusing on implementation. So that's a summary of the 7 habits of highly effective people. Let's go through them one more time. Let me know in the comments, is this helpful for you guys? I know I'm a bit excited. I'm a bit motivated. I'm on my 3rd cup of coffee here this morning at Best Practice. Let's go through them so you can remember them. If you're madly writing notes, I'm probably even speaking too fast for a bunch of you guys. Let me know in the comments where you are watching from around the world. The team here have given me a dashboard. The team here have given me a dashboard so I can see your comments on LinkedIn and I can see your comments there on YouTube. If you are watching after the live event, if you're watching the recording, let me know in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? And I just wanted to reset everybody for 2021. I really want you guys to achieve your goals this year. What's a really big goal that you're keen to share? Let me know a really big goal that you guys have got. What's a really big thing that you guys want to achieve this year in 2021? Let's talk about that. Post that in the comments. Put it out to the universe. This is something I really, really want to do. So the power of habits. Be proactive. Begin with the end in mind. Begin with thinking about where you want to be. Put first things first. Think win-win. What's win-win? If you've had things not quite go right already this year, were you thinking about winning for the other? How are you helping the other person win? Were you focusing on what they wanted to focus on? Were you focusing on their goals specifically? So what were their specific goals, or were you anticipating or thinking what their goals were? I ask very clearly what the goal is, and then I zone in and focus on that particular goal. Seek first to understand, then be understood. Are you taking time out to understand what's going on around you with the people around you? Think about empathy. The team members, as you grow in your organization, needs to be super high touch, super one-on-one. Synergize, cooperative cooperation. We talk now about joint ventures and collaborations. The more you can collaborate, the more you can work with people. I'm not saying that that's free. I'm looking at a new consultant coming on and helping us here at Best Practice. That's the collaboration. I'm going to pay the guy $4,000 a month to come and help us here at Best Practice. He's going to be coming on as an advisor. That's a collaboration. That's a joint venture. His goal is to earn money. I've got some other goals. We're going to work together on a project. That's collaboration and cooperation. So it's not necessarily always free. You do have to pay for access. You got to fork out for access. The more money you pay, the better quality service you're going to get, the more access you're going to get, the better the results you're going to achieve. So creative cooperation, and then sharpen your saw. You need to be thinking about how much time are you spending every day doing professional and personal development. There are 72 20-minute segments in one day. If you were to draw a circle, divide it into 72 slices, and think about how are you investing those 20 minutes. This 20 minutes you've invested in some professional development. You're feeling a little bit more motivated. You're feeling a little bit more excited. I reminded you of the 7 habits of highly effective people. I want you to be thinking about, so after you finish watching this particular video, how are you going to invest the next 20 minutes? And then the 20 minutes after that. You want to invest some of the 20-minute segments, maybe 8 20-minute segments, maybe 20 20-minute segments in some sleep. Sleep's really important. Rest is really important. You want to invest some time in family, in friends, relationships, setting your goals, working on your goals. Think about the 72 20-minute segments in your day, health and fitness, exercise. Think about that. Okay, sharpening your saw. Let's have a look at the dashboard. Stan Wall, he wants to be more like Kobe. You're already handsome, Stan. So welcome. Thanks for joining us. Love your high performance habit diary. Yes, we were actually we were working through that yesterday here at Best Practice, using it as a bit more of a team approach. High Performance Habits Diary. We'll post a picture of that on Instagram. Check out my Instagram story in about 20 minutes. I'll post a picture of our high performance diaries that we use here at Best Practice. Absolutely fantastic. Hey, Barbara, good to have you back on board on YouTube. I haven't seen you for a little while. Maybe it's been about a week. Yeah, so Barbara, I would recommend bringing it back. Like there's nothing wrong. It's not old school. If you used to teach lunch and learns on it at work, maybe this week's the time to get it going again. Let's get some productivity improvements in your organizations. We've been talking about that in the last couple of weeks in our live videos where we're talking about strategy. One of the 10 elements of a good growth strategy for your organization is productivity improvements. It's not the best one, but you want to do a big move on productivity improvements. If we could reactivate, re-energize our team members in our organizations, then we're going to go forward. As a manager or a leader in your organization, you only have 2 jobs: to motivate and train. Motivate and train. And if running that, then let's get going with more motivation and more training. Okay, morning, Shalika. Good to have everybody on board. Hey, Chris Lee, good to have you on board on LinkedIn. Let me know where you guys are all watching from. Sorry, where's the top one on LinkedIn? Great. Arizona, good to have you guys. Chris Lee, good to have you on board. Stan, I'm assuming you're in Sydney. Shalika, I assume you're in Sydney. Anyone who is watching, let me know where you are watching from. So this has been another touch point. I think we're up to this is like week 6, I think, of 2021. We really want to start getting some traction on your goals. We're right into it. We're halfway through February already. We're kind of setting goals. We're starting to think about it. Yesterday, we ran the quarterly session here at Best Practice with our managers. So we were off-site for the whole day. We've got our business plan reset for 2021. We've got our business plan reset for the next quarter. We're focusing on the next 12 weeks and what success looks like. We're focusing on the next 12 weeks and what could go wrong. We're focusing on we looked back at the last 12 weeks. We worked out what went wrong and a few things we need to improve and tweak and grow. And then we're off to a great start for the next 12 weeks. So here at Best Practice, we do these quarterly sprints. We get all the management team together. We run these sessions. We did a bit of a motivating session. We did the health check. So inside the front cover of that High Performance Habits Diary, Stan, we used that yesterday with our managers. We used the weekly checkup. If this has been something that you found interesting, if you're interested in exploring this further, reach out to the team at Next Practice. You can check out bestpractice.biz. Go to our services tab and you can look at some of the services of Next Practice. If you're not already following Next Practice on any of your favorite social channels, please jump across and follow that page. We're going to be doing heaps more in 2021. My goal here is to help you guys grow your organizations so that they become profitable, productive, and fun organizations. So with the work at Next Practice, we're going to be helping you guys to be productive, profitable, and fun. And that's our goal with helping you guys grow your organizations, helping you be with sustainability, helping you sort of bounce back from the pandemic or accelerate, use the pandemic as a springboard into 2021, 2022. So if you want to improve profitability, if you want to improve productivity, if you want to improve fun in your organization, or you want me to help do that, reach out to us because that's what I'm focusing on with some of these live streams and some of these sessions. So it's not just all about all the traditional forms of best practice here. This year in 2021 is about true acceleration of not only this organization, but all of your organizations. So stay tuned for the next live stream. This was just a quick one, a quick catch up today. Lots going on here at Best Practice. I will be back same time, same place next week. So we will have a live stream. We've got lots of other things happening in the background. It's super hectic here at Best Practice right now. I apologize. I'm super motivated because I've got lots of energy at the moment. But if you guys want to get into that, these were the 7 habits of highly effective people as part of our weekly live stream, episode 6, I think, for 2021. We're going to be doing some more productivity strategy kind of work, helping you guys understand how to make your organization more profitable, how to make your organization more productive, how to make your organization more fun in 2021. So stay tuned for more of those great episodes and some great products that are coming out in our online training store. Okay, so let's go over the 7 habits again, just as a summary. Be proactive. For the rest of today, how can you be proactive? For the rest of today and for the rest of the week, how can you begin with the end in mind? When you start work tomorrow, when you go back and start work and kind of finish watching this video and go back and start work, Where are you taking yourself? Where are you taking your organization? What's the end game? And maybe it's not the end game or the infinite game, but what's kind of the next milestone? Are we focused on that? Are we distracted, or are we focused? Put first things first. It's really important to get the big, ugly things done in the morning, first things first each day, and just chip away each day. If you do one small thing each day to shift yourself towards your goals, that's going to be 365 steps towards that big, hairy, audacious goal for your organization. Think win-win with interpersonal relationships. How can I help you get what you want? Asking the people around you, what are your goals for this year? What is something that you really want to do? Maybe they haven't thought about it. Just simply getting them to kind of think about it. What do you want to do less of? What do you want to do more of? That's really simple questions to ask people if they haven't got any goals. What do you want to do less of? What kinds of things are you not enjoying? If you think about the last week or the last month, what kind of came up that you didn't enjoy? How can I help you so you don't have to do as much of that anymore? Seek first to understand, then be understood. Synergize with creative cooperation, joint ventures, collaborations, and then sharpen your saw with professional development, learning, all those kinds of things. Okay, if you're not following me on LinkedIn or Instagram, now's the time to go do that. Search my handle @KobeSimat. We've been doing a little bit of work over the last couple of weeks on the new social media app for business, Clubhouse, which has been absolutely fantastic. So if you haven't checked out Clubhouse, jump into the App Store. It's only available at the moment on iOS, so you do need an Apple device for that or an iOS device for that. It's available on Clubhouse. Great live audio streaming. So it's kind of like just a Zoom, live Zooms with lots of people, but it's voice only, and you can listen into what's going on the conversations. So if you don't see me on Instagram, if you don't see me on Twitter, if you don't see me on Facebook, if you don't see me on LinkedIn, you will see me right here next time on YouTube on Best Practice TV. Bye for now.